The Fringe Podcast, Season 5, Episode 5, Feedback for In Absentia.
Hi, my name is Josh Jackson. You're listening to the Fringe Podcast.
Support for the Fringe Podcast is provided by listeners like you and by this week's sponsor, Global Cash Card. Learn how Global Cash Card provides world-class solutions for pay cards, gift cards, per diem cards, flex cards, and more by visiting thefringepodcast.com/global cash card today. Welcome back to the Fringe Podcast, everybody. I'm Daryl.
And I am Clint. Oh.
And this is a podcast dedicated to the Fox television show
Haywire.
I got nothing on that either.
I saw the movie Haywire. But
Did you?
Yeah.
I have seen Haywire, also known as Bailing Wire.
Bad.
All right. How you doing, Clint?
Good.
Good. You doing good since we did the last podcast, 5 minutes ago?
Was it that long?
Maybe not.
Nope.
We're getting requests in the chat room. For those of you who are new and don't know, we record the episode review, which was episode 504, and this one, episode 505, back-to-back, same day. And so we were just talking about the hate mail that we received. We got this one from Zero Fights. He says, "Please stop it. I hate you guys." But then he says LOL. So I can't take that. So I invalidate that email. We got this one from Brandon. It's the subject line hate mail, and it just says, "How dare you?" That's more believable than Zero Fights' was.
But a little short on details, because how am I supposed to refute that?
Yeah.
How dare you, sir? Yeah.
That's
right.
Take that. Well, we received a lot of great feedback in this week, and it sounds like you guys loved the episode for the most part. Let's start out with these Bunsen burners that we have for... I laughed when I say the title, because we had this big debate before the last podcast. Is it in absentia? Is it in absentia? Is it in absentia? You know, I don't know how to pronounce it, so I just make it up as I go along.
It sounds like a incontinence medicine.
Yeah.
Absentia. Do not take absentia if you are alive and breathing. So we have two Bunsen burners with no people.
With no people.
So I'm going to just make up people.
Okay.
All right. Sigmund Freud said, gave this episode 7.5 ways I don't trust Fringe's Henry Gale.
Gosh, now I have to make somebody up. Abraham Lincoln said 8 out of time. 8 out of time. Really? That makes no sense. 8 out of 10 Laserdisc for the win.
That's right. Guest 6806 gave it 8.5. Where are the tapes?
NYC Fringe Math Geek gave it 9.0. Mama Knows Best.
Grandma said. No, that's Grandma's hands. I almost said Mama said, and then
Mama said knock you out.
There's like two different songs. I don't know.
Man, that was terrible, Clint.
It was bad. Zeppelin Driver gave it 9.8. Walters and Astral in the lab with the laser beams.
Like it. I like that. Carla73 gave it 9.5. Lost Princess Bride and all sorts of references.
I like that.
Yeah.
Laura HT. Gave it 8 out of 10. Count Rugen's life-draining torture devices.
Momentum Deferred gave it 9.5. See you in another show, brother.
You know I skipped that one so that you could do it right.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Momentum Deferred gave it 9.5. See you in another show, brother. Is that better?
No.
Oh.
See you on another show, brother. Now, see, that wasn't even good.
See?
I got nothing.
You put me on the spot, and then it was like nothing but terrible things could happen.
All right. A Fleet Alex gave it 9. The eyes have it.
Nice. Security Nerdette gave it 9.1. You are humanity's only hope, young Skywalker.
No, there is another. Hydra Island gave it 8 cloudy LASIK flaps. Blah, blah.
Yeah. Corgi Bear gave it 9 tunnels home.
Nixie gave it 8.5 spare pig eyes.
Penny. And your real name's not really Penny. Gave it 9.5. You gotta have faith, brother, because there will be revenge for Desmond, a.k.a. Simon. Was that better?
Worse.
Oh, dang it. I'm going the wrong way.
And we didn't.
I started kind of mid-sentence in that.
She wanted you to sing it too.
Yeah.
But you gotta have faith, faith, faith. Oh, gotta have faith, faith, faith. Speedo of Pie gave it 7 eye-cringing scenes that make me never want to hear about peoples or see their characters. Details by looking into someone's eyes ever again.
You know,
that's all I got. I don't know.
Something has been lost on Speedo of Pie here, and that is that Bunsen burners are intended to be kind of short little snippets.
Sweet.
Not 3 sentences long.
I think that his Bunsen burner might be invalidated.
I'm going to invalidate that, okay. Speedo of Pie. Hidelia gave it 8.5 Nights in White Satin.
Kyle M gave it 9.
Nights in White Satin.
Kyle M gave it 9.5 of Yoda like Walter talk.
Okay.
What? Okay.
Philip Bishop 14 gave it 9.25. Oh, I see. Okay. Sorry. I'll try to edit that out. Let you have that one. Melchizedek gave it 10 episodes of I give 9 this out. See, that's like another Yoda thing. Did I miss a Yoda something?
I don't know. 10 episode of I9 give this out. I don't know.
I must have missed a Yoda talking something somewhere.
Philip Bishop 14 gave this 9.25 pig's eyes. And when did I switch to grape?
Jenny from Ohio gave it 9 hard-hearted Henriettas.
She's a cold-hearted snake.
Ow!
Look into her eyes.
Uh-oh.
She's been using observer tech to age people prematurely. Wow. A little hill with the L's as ones, except for the first, which is capitalized. Gave it 8.5. I wish Peter could fix the dang tracking. You know what I loved, and we forgot to mention this?
Oh, yeah?
He actually pulled out the beta tape and blew on it like it was a Nintendo cartridge.
He did, didn't
and
he?
then it fixed it.
Yeah.
It was hilarious.
Hey, you never know.
I don't know if you ever had a Betamax.
I never did. We weren't that rich.
But blowing on tapes in VHS or Betamax never worked.
Yeah, it was the tracking. The head, you could adjust the head tracking.
That's right.
Yeah, but if the tape is damaged, then head tracking won't help.
That's true.
All right, so let's see here. Chantalny? How's that? 7.5 stones to defeat the observers.
I think that's Chantal, New York, but I don't know.
New
Dana gave it 8 merciful olives.
Zero Fights gave it 8.2036. Look at Olivia's eyes again.
Boston Red Vines gave it 9 Walter Candle videos.
Nice. Boston Red Vine's husband gave it 9 disembodied blinking heads.
Creepy.
Yeah, it was.
Bodice Goddess gave it 9.2 deck chairs on the pirate ship Revenge.
Nice. I love that one. Browncoat Tom gave it 7.5 swan stations.
Tony gave it 8.5. Ow, my optic nerve hurts.
Alabama Fringe gave it 9.9. The eyes have it.
No One's Minion gave it 9.5. Olivia can convert anybody to her causes.
Bianca Christine gave it 7 grape-flavored red vines.
Alternacat gave it 8.5. Simon Says, please don't put my head on a chick's body.
The Lost Passenger gave it 8.5. Spock's in Speedos.
Nice. Linda's Lost gave it 9.5. Trilingual. Okay, I thought that's what it says. 9.5. Trilingual acid-induced selective memories.
Blue Eagle gave it 8.5. Terrible teenage tantrums 10 years too late.
Say that 10 times fast.
No kidding.
The Ozone Layer gave it 9. Astrids in the Lab with the laser beam.
Totally Addicted gave it 7. When did I switch to grape?
Dirac 6955 gave it 8.75. Pig retina aligned Kodak moments.
Trish Cape Cod gave it 8.5. Daughters whining how mom doesn't understand her time.
That's right.
I like it.
Foxy Fringe Chick gave it a misrepresented 8.5 VHS tapes of awesomeness.
Should have been 8.5 Betamax tapes of awesomeness.
That's right.
Maybe she's so young that she thinks they're the same thing.
Could be.
It's kind of like Blu-ray and HD DVD. Clint, have you ever experienced anything like that?
I don't know what you're talking about.
The Meat Tornado gave it 7.5. We're going to need to watch that again.
Aggie Fringy gave it 7.5. Desmond probably has a headache. That's an understatement.
Oh, man. Monarch gave it 8.5. Lost and Found Tapes. I like that. Lost is like the show Lost.
Like,
yeah.
where are we?
Green Peter.
Green Peter gave it 10 reanimated Simon heads.
Suprero gave it 7.5. Impossible Tape Hunts.
My Name is Earl gave it 9 Pig's Eyes in Pickling Juice.
Maureen Paolini gave it 9 Mother-Daughter Moments.
Ebony Jet gave it 8.5 Grape-Flavored Red Vines.
Ardith gave it 9 Sacrificed Laserdisc Players. I bet that's the Ardith we met at Comic-Con this year.
Could be.
Yeah.
Doc H gave it 9 Loyalist Years of Life lost in a single squeeze of an Angel Device trigger.
David Wu gave it 9 Ocular Scanners.
And finally, Galterific gave it 7 tapes with terrible tracking.
All right. Lots of good Bunsen burners this week. If you want to submit your Bunsen burner, the way to do that, the only way to do that is to come in, be a part of our live chat while the episode is airing in your time zone, and leave your Bunsen burner at the end of the episode. And that's over at thefringepodcast.com/chat. All right, that means it is time for listener feedback. All right. Now, Zero Fights is asking if it's his time zone. No, you're in the UK, the US time zones, continental US. You know that you're just being, well, you're being a butthead. I invalidate that.
What?
What?
You can't call our listeners names like that.
I can call Zero Fights that. That's being generous.
Really?
Maybe. Why are you looking at me like that?
That's not cool.
I'm sorry.
I invalidate your hatred. Take that.
All right, fine. All right, let's start out today with this one coming in from Devin.
Hello, Clint and Daryl. This is Devin from Colorado, who from now on out is going to be known as Devin from Chicago. Anyways, really loved this episode of Fringe. It was fantastic. Absolutely loving season 5 and the feel that's giving off, how grungy it is, and how good of a job the writers do at making you think that this is a real world. And I know a lot of the fan community has been saying that Etta is kind of cold-hearted and rash, and they've been kind of reflecting that in the shows. And I would try to disagree. Basically, I feel like it's more of a testament to how much Peter and Olivia have matured throughout the entire show, and not so much about how ruthless Etta is. Because when you go back to like seasons 1 and 2 of Fringe, Peter and Olivia can be extremely ruthless, extremely cold-hearted, and not think twice. Like scenes come to mind, like Peter bashing in a guy's hand with a coffee mug in season 1, or like Olivia shooting somebody through the throat, and they don't care. And I feel like Peter and Olivia have grown more tender-hearted throughout the series, and that's why Etta seems more ruthless. But in all honesty, she's more just like her parents were when her parents were younger. So just throwing that out there. Also, I don't know if this has any significance, but there is a dandelion next to the trap door when they're going through the tunnels into Harvard. There's a dandelion right next to the trap door. I don't know if that has significance. I'm kind of hoping that it does. And I'm kind of hoping that they keep playing on with the dandelion motif throughout the series. And lastly, I found myself kind of bonding with Peter a bit more. And I'm realizing that I think that's because he's the only character who's 100% the same character as he was from season 1. I mean, in terms of physically and mentally, like all the other characters are some weird variations of themselves, like timeline merges and whatnot. But yeah, just found myself bonding with Peter a lot. And I'm looking forward to where the series is going, and it's a fantastic show. So yeah, that's it. I still have a sign off, and I've been calling for like 3 years, so I need to work on one. But anyways, I'll talk to you guys next week. Bye.
You don't want to get in too much of a hurry about that sign off.
Yeah, take your time. It's not like the season's going to end or anything. Oh, goodness. Well, I agree with your comment about Peter. I think,
I like that comment.
Yeah, Peter is the same.
Mm-hmm.
He's the only one, right?
Yeah.
Everyone else is gone crazy in this crazy world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But is he the same character he was in the pilot? Of course not. Now, he mentioned, the time where he crushed the guy's hand with the cup and that hardness that he had, and Olivia shooting someone through the throat, which was DRJ.
So I apologize for laughing, but it just kind of caught me.
Not only is that, she's also shot however many guys right between the eyes, right?
I mean, she is. Yeah, she's a crack shot, isn't she?
Yes, she is.
Yep.
So I think, I don't know how to word this. I mean, I think that they do need to maybe harden up a little bit, but I don't think they're soft. It's just that they're not invested into this as Etta has been, because she's been living it.
Right. Well, and I think that she sees the loyalists as humans and may not see the observers that way. Olivia is that way.
Yes. I agree.
But it's a bit like in World War II, where you had the Jews that sympathized with the Nazis and were working for the Nazis, killing other Jews. And, it would be like Olivia coming in and saying, they're still Jews, even though, and Etta saying they're the ones that should be protecting us, or, fighting for us, and they're fighting against us. Right.
Yeah.
So
I like that analogy. It's good. Yeah. And then he mentioned a dandelion that was by the hatch. I missed that.
Totally missed it.
Yeah. So was that could be our Spot the Observer now, is Spot the dandelion.
Could be.
You said Spot the dragon in the last episode. Maybe both, maybe neither. I don't know, but that's something cool to look out for sure.
I think so.
Yep. All right, Devin, thanks for sending that in. Let's move on to Don.
Hey, Clint and Daryl, it's Don in Baltimore. I just finished watching Fringe, and what a great episode. But I think the most important takeaway from the evening is that Simon was head over heels for Etta. Talk to you guys later. Bye.
Wow.
Wow.
I don't even know what to say to that.
I don't either.
Yeah.
That's a terrible joke.
Thanks, Don. All right, let's see what Jeremiah had to say.
Hello, Daryl and Clint and Fringe fans. This is Jeremiah from St. Louis, Missouri. Well, I'm sure you're probably thinking, wow, we haven't heard from you in a long time, and it's true. I haven't sent in feedback in a long time, and I do apologize for that, guys. Hey, listen, I've been still listening to your show, loving every second of it. In fact, I'm listening to pretty much all of the Golden Spiral Media podcast. I enjoy everything you guys are doing, so I'm still listening, and I just wanted to let you guys know that, and let you know I'm really enjoying Season 5 so far. I'm just excited about the fact that we're going to finally wrap up this storyline and be able to see how all things end, shall we say. And I'm very excited about that. I'm enjoying the cast that they have so far. The young lady that plays the daughter, I can't think of her name right now. My mind is going blank, but she's fantastic. I'm just really enjoying everything that they're doing so far, and I'm really looking forward to it. I don't have any super high expectations about how this ends, other than just I'm assuming it will have a happy ending, but we'll see if that happens. I do have a feeling, though, that we might lose one of our favorite Fringe characters. I don't know why I had this feeling, I just really do. I'm kind of leaning towards maybe Walter sacrificing himself somehow. And I know there's been a lot of discussion about that, but that's kind of my feeling, that maybe they might do something like that. But then again, it may not. It may end where it ends just fine, where no one dies. But that's something I was kind of leaning towards. I don't know how you guys feel necessarily about that. I know you guys talked a little bit about that. But that's kind of my main thoughts. But yeah, like I said, I'm just really enjoying Season 5. Hopefully I'll be able to send in some more feedback with some more thoughts of this as the season goes on, and especially before the end of it. And I'm really hoping I can get the money together to come down and see you guys for the finale. That would be awesome. I live about 8 hours away, so I don't know if I can make it or not, but I'm really, really trying to work out some way I can. All right, well, anyway, I will go ahead and close out my feedback, and you guys take care, and I'm looking forward to hearing you guys out for the rest of the season. And again, this is Jeremiah from Missouri.
All right.
All right. Thanks, Jeremiah. Really appreciate the feedback. So, main characters dying.
Yeah.
Happening,
so let's
not
define
happening.
main characters here. We'd have Walter, Nina, Broyles, Peter, Astrid, Olivia, or Etta.
I would say the Bishop family would be, and Astrid.
What about Nina and Broyles?
Nah.
They've been around since Season 1.
I know. They're support characters.
I would include them.
Okay.
Yeah. Will one of them die? Let's start there. Will one of them die?
Yes.
Okay. But you're not including Broyles and Nina in your... Do you think... We got to get on the same page here.
Okay.
Why don't you expand your... And there's a reason I want you to include Broyles in this.
Well, Broyles has died every season.
Then that's exactly why. Let's go ahead and include him in this conversation.
It's more like, how are they going to kill Broyles this season?
And see, I hope they don't kill Broyles this season for that very reason. Let him live for once. But he's also, really in with... I mean, he's on the Fringe team,
Yes.
and
With the exception of season 1. They didn't kill him in season 1.
well, yeah, but
Okay.
They've killed him in every timeline,
Yeah.
every reality.
Yeah, that's true.
So, I think, honestly, I think that Broyles is in danger of dying this season. But I personally hope that they do not. I hope that they let the man live for once.
Do you think the bishops will die? Any of them?
No,
None of them?
none of them.
Wow. Peter's died, sort of, right?
No.
Well, he got erased from the timeline. That's kind of
Yeah.
like dying.
Yeah, but he's still alive.
Well, yeah.
Same Peter.
Well, no, this is my point. Peter's died, right?
So is Olivia.
And Olivia's died,
Yeah.
right? Etta, if you count Henry disappearing, kind of already died.
Yeah.
Walter
No.
hasn't died yet
Walter's not died.
that we've seen. So I think this is Walter's season.
What about Astrid?
Astrid, I think Astrid's going to make it.
I do too. That's like killing Hurley.
Yeah.
You can't.
Yeah.
I mean, in the end, Hurley, spoiler alert if you haven't seen Lost, in the end, Hurley and Ben and Walt control the island. They all live to the end.
I don't think you can do that.
With Astrid?
No, I think Astrid will live. I just don't think you can give out Lost spoilers. I know it's been 3 years.
It's been 3 years. I gave a spoiler warning. Fair game.
You did spoiler alert. Hurley rules the
I did
island.
not.
Is
No.
what you said.
It wasn't
Like that gave people any time to pause or do anything. All right.
Astrid is Hurley in this. Zero is saying Astrid is not Hurley. She is Hurley in the sense that she's the fan favorite. I mean, people on Lost loved Jack and Kate and Sawyer and all that stuff. They had their romantic stuff that they liked in those characters, which is the Peter and Olivia and all that stuff. But the fan favorite from day one has always been Astrid. They can't kill her.
Okay.
That's my opinion.
They can do whatever they want.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Well, sure they can.
All right.
All right. Thanks, Jeremiah, for sending that in. We'd love to have you down for the finale. Missouri's just a state away. We Oklahoma, Missouri touch. That's not too close. You
Yes.
said 8 hours. Come on down.
If you're going to drive, I'll make you a deal. I will pay for 1/1000th of your gas.
That's generous of you.
I know.
Yeah. I'll give you a red vine when you get here.
Okay.
All right. Let's listen to Kira. She has a message for you, Clint. Listen up.
Uh-oh.
Hello, Fringies. It's Kira, a.k.a. Penny. First, I want to say, Clint, I'm sorry you felt duped because I didn't use my real name in the chat room. I didn't make you feel like a duper. Though you might be as gullible as Olivia if you thought I was the real Penny. Second, I have to say how broken my poor little heart was when I saw Simon's head on that little contraption wire puppet maker thingy. I am so sad. However, I have hope that there will be revenge for my sweet Desmond. Past that, I thought this episode was 100 times better than the first episode of this season. I think that we're going in a really great place. I think we're going to see a lot of the world through our videotape treasure hunt. I think we're going to see Nina and Broyles coming back. I have a feeling that they're leading the resistance. I want to make a comment about Olivia. I think she's such a strong force. I love seeing the family unit that's going on between Peter, Olivia, and Etta. I really like to, see that how they're interacting with each other. I think Etta does not have her mom's compassion because she did not grow up with her mother. And I think that that's going to start coming out in her because Olivia has such a strong force in Etta's life, even though she didn't grow up with her. And I also find myself becoming more and more like Olivia as the episodes progress. I'm just as gullible as she is. I totally would have believed the Loyalist, his story. I did believe the Loyalist, his story. And I also don't think I would want to know what a world like that would be like. So I think it's going to be great. I think that we're going to have such a great ending, and we'll see you guys soon in another life, brother.
All right. Yeah, that was a really stomach-wrenching, throat-wrenching, whatever you want to call it, scene when they walked by the window and Simon's head was in there. It was creepy and scary and sad, almost emotional at the same time.
Yeah. Oh, it was almost emotional.
Almost emotional.
It was emotional.
Well, as the observers, they don't have any emotions, but if they did,
No, but you felt emotion.
yes, I did.
Okay.
That's true.
What was it you said when she was talking there? You said something. Was it that Penny's voice rattles around in your head like razor blades? Is that what you said?
Viper.
I'm trying to start something here between you and Penny.
Why?
Or Kira. Just for the fun.
Her name is Kira.
Yeah.
Yeah, we started something a long time ago when she got mad because I wouldn't do the knock, knock, knock thing.
Uh-huh. Well.
Penny. And then all of a sudden I found out her name is not Penny. I mean, who does that? Who uses a fake name?
Everybody. My name's not Daryl. It's something else. I don't know. All right, Kira. Thanks for sending that in, and we appreciate it. And I love I would love if you would call in every week with some good comment and a little bit of a jab at Clint. That would make. I'd enjoy that very much.
Yes, but she also agreed with me that that this week's episode was 1,000 times better than last week's.
I don't think so.
Yep.
It wasn't like I said at the last minute. They were just barely. I liked them both a whole lot. I gave last week a 9, this week an 8.5.
Okay.
I liked them both a lot.
You can be wrong. That's why we have this podcast.
Yeah, so I can be wrong.
Right.
Glad you feel better about yourself now. Let's hear what Lori had to say.
Hi, Clint and Daryl. This is Lori from New Jersey. This is my first time calling in reference to the Fringe show, obviously, or the Fringe podcast. But I wanted to say, I was thinking today, I was wondering why they didn't take any children. And then what I also thought is that the observers had a reason for not taking the children. And I thought back to that little boy in that episode, season 1, I believe. I can't remember. So I'm wondering if the observers are actually using the children to make them future observers or just do something with the children. Because I just think it's weird that they took Etta, and then also that, when Olivia was in the triage, that they mentioned that there weren't any children there. So I found that really curious. Sorry for rambling, first time calling. And, hopefully if you just can think about that, or if anybody else has any ideas about why there were no children taken when the observers came, I'd be interested to hear. Thanks again. Thanks for a great podcast. Love listening to you guys every week, both shows. Take care. Bye.
Thanks, Lori, for calling in. Great to have first-time callers contributing. We really appreciate that.
Absolutely. We got 2 comments in the chat room. One was that they're making baby batteries, like the Matrix.
Okay.
Maybe they're making carbon monoxide producing machines out of the babies.
Okay.
The other was that it's a children experiment like Dharma.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of.
Both of those are possible. I mean, it would be disturbing to see something like that happen.
Yep, that's true.
But it's certainly possible. Now, I don't think that the observers took Etta at the, on Invasion Day or whatever. We believe that she was raised by foster parents. But the nurse in the triage unit did say that there were no children. So that's weird, man.
That's weird.
I don't have an answer for it. I hope that we get some answers to that. What, you have any ideas, though?
Nothing. Maybe they placed him in homes. I don't know. I mean, honestly, I don't know. Maybe they killed them all.
I mean, I'm just having a hard time. If they placed him in homes, if the observers had anything to do with Etta, then how would they not know who she is? How would they not know what her ability is to block their ability to, read her mind and stuff like that?
Well, how would they know that?
Well, they're observers. They should know who her parents were.
They're not omniscient. How would they know that?
Well, I guess if they can't read her mind, then maybe they wouldn't know.
That's right. The only way they know that is being able to read her mind.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we'll find more out about children for sure.
Okay.
Yep. Thank you, Lori, for sending that in. Let's listen to this one from Tomei.
Hey, guys. This is Tomei from Savannah, Georgia, calling about the recent episode of Fringe, in Absentia. Thought this was another excellent episode. I give this one an 8 out of 10. First off, it was nice to see the old lab again. It feels like it's been ages since we've seen Walter's Harvard lab, and it was good to see it, even though it was encased in amber. Second, I loved the fact, and kudos to Walter, he always seems to have a backup plan and always seems to have contingencies and thinks of everything. Anticipated that he might not be alive or might lose his memory, and created the videotapes, which would give us an excellent adventure for probably another few episodes. Hopefully the chase for the other videotapes is as good as the start of the season, the final season. As I stated last week, I think that Etta has been the darkest of all the protagonists we've had. We've not seen a protagonist be this dark since Peter Bishop in Reciprocity and Faux Olivia. Torturing the guy, that was pretty dark. Hopefully she comes back to the good side and acts more like her mother, which I thought was also very cool, how at the start of the episode Olivia and Etta looked very, very similar to each other, even though characteristically or personality-wise they might be a little bit different, because Etta had to go through some things throughout her childhood that Olivia did not have to go through, namely that she had to live in the world with observers. Speaking of observers, I cannot help but think or wonder what the shot of was with that observer at the right after the title credits, where he just gave that strange look, and then the other observer who gave Peter Bishop that weird look when Peter was trying to infiltrate the observer facility in the Harvard building. Anyway, I thought it was a great episode. Enjoy the podcast and hope to get some more good episodes for the rest of the season. Take care, guys. Bye.
All right. Thanks, Comey. Appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you.
I thought it was too also weird. Both times, I mean, they seemed to make sure that the audience noticed that the observers in two different instances looked oddly at, was it Peter both times?
Yeah.
I think it was. So were they reading his mind in that moment and going, this is weird? Or, you know what I mean? There was something not jiving, or
maybe they couldn't read his mind because he's on a different frequency or something.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Because he's not really from this timeline.
I like that, Clint. Although we've seen his mind was read by Mosley. No, it was read by September in that episode, in The Arrival. You know, hippos, bananas, or rhinoceros, or whatever it was,
Yep.
you know.
That is true, but was it red?
That was read, Peter.
Was it?
Mm-hmm.
No, was it actually red?
Oh, sure, he was saying the same things that Peter was saying.
Or was he knowing what the future held?
I don't know.
And just
Saying
reading the
it, yeah.
script. Kind of like that Doctor Who episode.
Mm-hmm. I don't know, man.
Okay.
It's a good question. Anything else on what Comey said there?
I don't think so.
All right, let's listen to one more, and then we'll read a few. This is from Totally Addicted.
Hi, it's Totally Addicted from Illinois. I just watched 502, and I'm sitting in the chat room reading conversations and stuff, and honestly, I'm a little worried. It was a good episode, but I think, like New Dana said somewhere in this chat room, that it was kind of like a runaround episode. It had good information, but there was a lot of just them running around doing things. I'm more of a into the character of the story, like what the characters are doing and what's going on and result to the characters. And so my favorite parts obviously were the beginning, where we got to see the day that Olivia's daughter Etta, Olivia and Peter's daughter Etta, was taken from Olivia's point of view. That was really good. And then her waking up and Peter helping her. And then the emotion we saw in Olivia's eyes when she saw the pictures of Etta's, I guess, foster parents or the people she stayed with when she was growing up. And you saw how much that affected Olivia. And then I think she did an excellent job all the way through on her acting and reacting to the way that Etta was treating the prisoner. But it just seemed, I guess, coming down from the pilot, coming down from the season 5 premiere, it's hard to follow because it was such a good episode. I think they need to stay in the realm of the characters because that's what's so excellent about the show. And I really want to get that back. I want to get some more information about Peter and Olivia, how they're going to be relating to each other. They need to have a conversation or something, another one. Or they need to work together in a scene. They were kind of just working next to each other or stuff like that. So my other favorite scene was the sweetness of Etta calling back to Olivia and telling her that she was coming back. And the scene just before that with Etta, where she was talking to the loyalist and he had told her that he saw it in Olivia's eyes, the pity, just how much that got through to Etta. And that's why she let the loyalist go, because of her mother and everything. And so it does, like what it did last episode, I guess, is show that there is hope. But yeah, so I think it would be better. I hope it's going to get better. Next episode looks a bit more of the same thing. They're running around for the pieces of the plan or whatever. So I can't wait for the podcast, and hopefully I'll hear it on Sunday or whenever it gets released. Thank you. Totally Addicted out.
All right.
Thank you for sending that in. Totally Addicted. And I am going to have to disagree.
What?
On her take of the episode.
Okay.
I think she said, well, just for myself, I can't.
Oh, sure.
It's her opinion, right?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
But she felt like this is a runaround episode. And she felt like last week's episode was so great because we got all this character development. And I felt like last week's episode 1, was a runaround episode. More so because they ran around to the Amber Gypsies, and they ran to the location where they had seen Olivia, and then they ran around to go get Walter, and it was just lots of running with not only no character development but character regression, as you see with Walter and the relationship.
Are you
with Etta.
serious?
Yes.
No character development from last week?
No, it was character regression. There was no development of character.
Hi Mama was not character development?
No. What developed in that?
That was a huge moment between mother and daughter. We got to see...
Hey, I haven't seen you in 15 years, but now I'm here.
No, oh my word. Are you serious right now?
This week was the development. Last week was the introduction. This week was the development.
I think there was development both weeks.
No, this week we saw Olivia being a mother.
Yes.
Last week we saw Etta introduced to her mother.
Yeah, and that moment where Olivia lets her know that she was on her mind the entire time.
She was in the Amber.
Was a huge deal.
No development.
Oh my word. We also saw the development between Peter and Olivia. We didn't know that they had a falling apart, but we saw some development in their relationship.
Again,
them talking about it and moving forward.
Again, regression, right? When we left them in season 4, they were together. They were having a baby. Even when we started the episode with the flashback, they were one big happy family.
Mm-hmm.
They drifted apart. That was regression.
And then they moved forward. That's development.
And this week, they moved forward.
They did move forward this week. I think, okay, we're not going to agree on this. It's clear. For the sake of time, because I know you're about to have to head out. I want to try to get through as much of this with you as I can. I think this week what we saw was some really key moments between Olivia and Etta, mother and daughter. And we'll have some moments in the next episodes, maybe the next episode, I don't know, where it'll be more of a Peter and Etta. They'll have their moments to kind of have some conversations and some bonding moments as well.
Well, I'm sure Peter and Olivia will.
Absolutely.
But this week we got character development. We got Walter, who feels like he's got a purpose again. He kind of got back to his right mind.
I have a special purpose.
That's right.
I am somebody.
That's right. That's exactly right. We saw that develop.
Somebody hates these oil cans.
We saw Etta develop, right?
Uh-huh.
Some emotion. We saw Olivia start to develop as her maternal instincts kicked in, and we saw some development with Gerald McElhaney or whatever his name was. McFeely, McIntosh.
What are you talking about?
Who's the guy from this week's episode?
The loyalist guard?
Yes.
Oh, it's not Mac and anything. It's see, now you've got me off. Manfretti was his
Manfretti.
name.
See, I said that. That's what I said.
Wow, that was terrible.
That's totally what I said. But thank you, Yogabon. I know that was good feedback.
That wasn't Yogabon. That was Totally Addicted.
I mean, Totally Addicted. Yes.
You're mad at Yogabon because she invalidated you in the chat room.
No, she didn't. Did she?
Yeah, she did.
Oh.
All right, let's read a few here. This first one comes in from Sebastian. He says, I have a random theory.
No, I have to read this one.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
This one comes in from... it's short.
That's right. This one comes in from Sebastian. He says, I have a random theory. See how much better that sounded when I read it.
Oh, so much better.
What if the loyalist returns to base, has second thoughts, but the local observer mind reads the loyalist and does a Darth Vader on the loyalist?
It's possible.
Darth Vader being like crushing his windpipe?
That's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
Kills him, so he's not able to help them from the inside.
Yeah.
He definitely runs a risk of, now that he knows, the Harvard lab, he knows about the tapes, he knows what their intentions are, he knows their names, he knows Etta, he knows so much. The observers could definitely read his mind, and I don't know if it's a good idea that he's going back or not.
I don't think it's a good idea.
Yeah. All right. But it's definitely a good insight there, Sebastian. All right, this next one comes in from Emily, which is Foamy Once. And she says, hey guys, I wasn't going to submit feedback, but I was rewatching Ability Saturday afternoon, and this just struck me as relevant and interesting. From episode 114, Ability, Peter reads over the phone to Olivia as she and Charlie are driving to a warehouse. And she quotes, the advances of science, which are supposed to expand our knowledge of the universe, will, if not carefully controlled, destroy the world as we know it. Our technological ambition has not only driven us to the brink of catastrophe, the catastrophe has already begun. What will the apocalypse look like? The answer, to use a term generally understood, but the specifics... But the specifics of which you cannot imagine and which this document will attempt to describe is warfare. And then she says, funny how this bears some relevance even in a dystopian future far removed from the soldiers or recruits spoken of, as more of the ZFT manuscript is revealed. At least as far as we can tell at this point. There is nothing new under the sun. And again, that comes from Emily. Foamy Once.
Very good.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that as we watched the episode last week, just that ZFT was right.
Yeah.
And, I would imagine, I don't know, I imagine that there's some sort of time travel, something going on. I would not be surprised if we find out, and having a foggy memory, I would not be surprised if we find out that Walter wrote the ZFT manual. But he wrote it in the future with the same typewriter, and then September took it back.
Oh, I love that. That'd be awesome.
And so that would explain why he doesn't remember doing it.
Because he hasn't done it yet.
Right.
Oh, I love that. And see, here's what just happened. Because you were greedy and wanted to take the short one to begin with, there are only 3, and now the third one, which is the longest one, is yours to read.
What?
That's right.
What?
Hey, you put yourself into this situation.
All right, I'm just going to read part of this. This says, hi guys, sorry, not much time to record feedback. And that comes in from Colleen Selfridge. Nice. So thank you for your feedback. All right, what do we have in the audio? No, I should probably read a little more than that. As a new mom, my daughter is almost 6 months old. She was born Sunday of the week that Letters of Transit aired.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I love the introduction of a child to the Peter-Olivia relationship. Going along with that, watching that emotional scene between Olivia and Etta in 501 was especially heart-wrenching. But I'm irritated that we do not already know what happened to Etta in the time that we missed. That would be the first question I had for my missing child who was reunited as an adult. What happened to her? Where was she the whole time? Who raised her? Maybe Peter and Olivia already know, but we will see how that is revealed to us. Hopefully not just through conversation over tea. And if I may take a break, if I had to guess, the bullet that saved the world, that's what that episode is going to be about. I think it's going to be a flashback episode.
Man,
but I don't know.
Saved being past tense. I mean, I can see that.
Yeah.
And it's episode 4, which is always a big episode.
That's right. And I don't have any spoilers.
Yeah, nor do I.
Yes. A second thought, as Kalina continues, it looked as though the end of the video showed Walter setting off the amber device. Was he not found in amber in the lab, or was he ambered elsewhere? If he was ambered in the lab, weren't Belly, Peter, and Astrid there as well? Shouldn't one of them, Peter or Astrid, remembered Walter making the tape? Perhaps I have my locations mixed up. Speaking of locations, was the gang in Boston or New York this whole time? They found Olivia in New York, but they seamlessly transitioned to the Harvard lab without much thought. The magic of Fringe, Boston's New York transit. That's all I have, hoping for a more active role in Fringedom since the last season. Thanks.
Yeah, and that's interesting. She talks about where Walter and Peter and Astrid were ambered, because I had the same conversation with Jason at work this week, and he was like dead fire sure that they were ambered. They recovered them from the Harvard lab, but they did not. It did look very similar. It had some brickwork and some archways and stuff, but that was like down like in the sewer or some other secret location in New York.
Right.
It was not in Harvard or even Boston.
Right.
Now, she's exactly right. They seem to magically transport between Boston and New York. This is like the most egregious one ever, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was pretty bad. Now, Boston and New York are not that far from one another.
No, but you don't just walk there.
That's right. You need a letter of transit.
Yeah. Yeah. And Walter still had his T-shirt on. Like it was like, oh, well, let's just go over there right now.
Yeah. Hey, let's just head over to Harvard, just down the street. 180 miles.
Yeah.
But yeah. No, that's a good point. Yeah, I think, we've seen people set off amber devices and then get out of there, which I'm sure is what he did.
Exactly. Exactly right.
But it is a little odd. So
yeah, you can amber yourself. I think it's just how you point it and where you.
That's right. It's not the size of the amber; it's how you use it.
Wow.
What?
Let's move on to Travis.
Okay.
Hey, Clinton Darrell. This is Travis in Florida, calling in about Fringe for In Absentia. Couple thoughts I had about the show. It was good overall. Just if they were able to get Simon out of the amber, why couldn't the observers also have gotten the rest of the Fringe team out of the amber? Although I will grant you, if they didn't want them out of the amber, it's safer to have your enemy locked up in their own prison. But if they got Simon out, they had to have gotten Belle out, and that would be really cool if Belle did actually turn out to be behind the whole thing. But at the same time, if they were able to get them out of the amber before, why not get Belle out earlier? I don't know. Maybe they'll answer that. Maybe they won't. My other problem is finding these tapes. It's a role-playing game. I've done that on my own enough times. I don't want that from Fringe. I just hope they play it like they did The Machine, where in the background people are looking for the tapes while real storyline is going on for us to watch. I think they'll do that because they've done it in the past. That's what they've done. So we'll hope they go with that. Otherwise, it's going to be a little disappointing if the rest of the season is about finding these tapes with one big war at the end to finish it all up. For some reason, my mind heard Walter say 13 tapes, but he did not. But it must be just because we know that there's 13 episodes for the season. I was thinking, oh no, one tape for every show just about with a final to wrap it all up. But let's just hope they don't do that. That would just kind of diminish the show a little bit. Like I said, they haven't done it in the past. Maybe they won't do it this time. Oh well, that's all I had for this time. Have a good one.
All right. Thanks, Travis.
Thanks, Travis. So he said that he wouldn't mind if they did it like they did The Machine in the background. Do you think that that's likely?
No, I don't, just because who can they trust at this point except for themselves? They don't have a full Fringe team. Yeah, they have Broyles and stuff like that, and maybe they will. Maybe they'll go to Broyles and say, hey, do you have some agents you can trust to put on this task? But I think they're going to have to handle this themselves.
I would agree, and I would say that the reason that they did The Machine in the way that they did The Machine was that they had storylines, and they had the mythology going on in the B storyline. We have no more A storylines, unless you count the storyline that we had this week as kind of the A storylines. So I think it's possible, 4 episodes from now, we could get the beginning of the episode. Hey, I was able to find the last tape as they walk into the lab. And that's the last one. Let's put them all together and figure out what they say. Right.
Yeah.
Where we didn't have to see them find each one.
I'd be okay with that.
So,
but I think they're going to have to do it themselves. And Zero Fights is saying in the chat room that they don't have brills. We don't know the motives of brills. And I completely agree with that. My point was that he is out there and he does have some resources at his disposal, but that's exactly it. We don't know what his motives are, and especially we don't know what the motives are or the allegiances, where the allegiances are of his entire team.
Right.
So I don't think we can use him.
The other question Travis had, and I haven't gone back and watched Letters of Transit in the last week or so, but he asked, if they found Simon, why couldn't they find the Fringe team? It's possible that they could. They may just not have known where they were.
I think that's it.
And then with all of the stuff that happened in Letters of Transit, they were able to track it back to
They
to
activated
that location.
Simon's tracker, and that's how they were able to locate them. And then they may have gotten down there and said, holy cow, look at this.
Here's William Bell, and by the way, these people are now on the wanted list.
Yes.
Yeah, I like that.
I don't think they knew where they were beforehand, or they would have done something with them.
I agree.
Okay. All right, let's move on to Yoga Bon.
Hey guys, this is Yoga Bon, Bonita in Atlanta. Hi Daryl, hi co-host, what's your name, singing dude? Oh yeah, Clint, welcome back. We missed you on the rewatch this summer. I'm calling to give feedback on Another Way. Just wanted to comment on how much fun I had in the chat room with everybody and all the different things that were being traded back and forth as to what the title meant. I know there was a lot of lost references. We all caught on to that. A lot of us have transferred our loyalty from serialized mysteries on TV to Fringe from Lost, and so that was just a wonderful homage to that previous passion that we all shared. I wanted to bring up the idea that there's a lot of Wizard of Oz nods in this, especially in this particular episode. The scene of Peter and Etta trying to get into the science building. Well, you could see the science building of Oz, except they were using a pig's eye instead of a teary-eyed teenager in a pinafore dress. We wondered if Etta really has a heart. I saw that chatted about a lot on Friday night. And I just like the little scene, the brief scene of the bubbling brain and the disembodied head of Agent Foster. The scene of the Loyalists walking through the field reminded me of Dorothy and her group walking through the field toward Oz. And, of course, the Fringe gang being on a quest. So my crackpot theory is that the wizard is Val. So they're on a quest to get to the truth of the matter, and it'll probably be discovered when they meet up with the wizard. And the wizard is Val. I did have some things that I thought were kind of short on the episode. So my one complaint is the Loyalists seem to flip-flop. The guy who's played Resistance in Lost, I can't remember the name of the character in this episode, but he flip-flopped a lot. He either had a kid or he didn't have a kid. He, told her the truth or didn't, and then he tells her he's going to join the rebels. That all seemed too quick for me to completely buy, and I'm absolutely frustrated by the lack of progress in finding out how Etta was raised in the last 20 years. And Peter and Olivia are not seeming to ask the questions. Now, maybe that's happening off scene. I just have to be patient. They're going to present this in some wonderful, dramatic fashion that we'll all enjoy. So that's all I had to say on this episode. Thank you. This is Yoga Bon in Atlanta. Peace out.
All right.
I love the way that, she responded to having you back in the podcast.
Yeah. What's my name again?
The weird singing guy.
The weird singing guy. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if she said weird. I threw that in. It seemed appropriate.
Thanks, Daryl.
You're welcome, Clint.
Jerk.
She asked about the episode title. We didn't talk about that at all. What are your thoughts on what it meant?
Isn't that like when you get a cavity?
No.
Oh, I don't know.
It has something to do with like a court process happening while you're not there, right?
Maybe.
So I was thinking maybe it had to do with the retinal scanner. They acted like he was there even though he wasn't there.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. That was the only thing I could come up with, and I don't know that that's it.
I like it.
Yeah, singing science guy, she says. I kind of like weird singing guy better.
I don't. I'm not a bigger fan. Oh.
Any other thoughts on what Yoga Band? Yoga Band. Sorry.
She yoga banned me from my own podcast. She mentioned that she wanted some Etta backstory.
Mm-hmm.
I certainly would agree with that.
Yeah.
She mentioned that, what was the character's name? Mitt Romney was a flip-flopper.
Yes.
on this episode.
Right.
Which
Manfretti.
Oh, Manfretti, sorry. I was close. Was a pretty good catch. And she also talked about the Wizard of Oz. And I didn't pick up any Wizard of Oz's references, but I
liked what she put in there, yeah.
Well, and I can see him now that she's gone
exactly.
through.
There you go.
And mentioned those. So very good.
Yep. All right. Well, let's hear from Corey.
Hi, Daryl. Hi, Clint. This is Corey from Australia. Long-time listener of the podcast, first-time feedback giver. Sending you feedback for episode 502 in Absentia. I give this episode 8 out of 10 pickled pig's eyes. I really like this episode, especially Walter rising to the occasion again, this time building a laser from 20-year-old materials in his lab. Very amusing. I thought that was just as good as when he was first released from Amber, fixing Nina's arm when he was, out of his mind. So I love seeing that. The observers doing some science experiments in Harvard there. Very creepy. I think this is lending itself to more William Bell. The fact that William wasn't afraid to cross the line when it came to experiments. So I think we're going to maybe see some tie-ins there. The other thing I found very amusing was the dragon. I could really picture Belly and Walter running around the basements there in their Speedos, chasing dragons on LSD. Very funny stuff. And, short and sweet. But, with the end of season 5, I'd like to, really get in there and send you guys more feedback. So I hope this has been great. This is Corey from Australia saying fight the observers. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Yeah, good feedback, Corey. Thanks for calling in. We love hearing from first-timers, and the chat room loves hearing from Australians. They were just eating it up.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I loved his comment about Bell and Bishop in their Speedos chasing dragons on LSD. I love it.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, and he also says that all this scientific stuff points to Bell. So I can't argue with that.
Disagree with that.
Yeah, I like it. All right, Corey, thank you so much. All right, we have 2 more short ones here. This one comes in from Angela.
Hi, Clint and Daryl. This is Angela from Massachusetts. The episode just finished literally 10 seconds ago. My thoughts are not coherent at all, but I wanted to give my first impressions. This episode made me go back and forth about 10 times between hating Etta, liking Etta, hating Radzinski, who I still think of him as, and liking him again, and feeling bad for everybody. And then I felt like I was watching Lost again with those videos where it was spliced and you didn't know what was happening. And now, in the end, this season is a scavenger hunt for tapes with Walter's messages. Interesting. Well, whatever. I'm along for the ride. Can't wait to hear what you guys think.
All right. Thanks, Angela.
We are also along for the ride.
Yeah, it sounds like she had some of the same, initial thoughts that we had. Like, what? All right, I'm going in.
Hey, we are all in.
Yeah,
all chips are down on the table.
Yeah,
we're playing the last hand of cards here.
Yeah,
we're totally hooked.
That's right.
And I really haven't been disappointed.
No,
in Fringe, so I'm really excited. And I thought this episode was fantastic.
Yep. All right, last feedback of the day. This one comes in from Charlie.
Hey guys, it's Charlie from Virginia, and I'm actually in Virginia today. And this season is kind of emotional to watch because we all know that this is the last season, and it's hard to call in and hard to participate. And I know we're all big fans of the podcast, but it's very bittersweet. And I'm rewatching the first episode, and when he says they don't like clean air, they've really referenced that more than once, and I don't think that's going to be a red herring. I actually think that maybe that's somehow how we're going to defeat them or something like. It's just too much of a coincidence that they're talking about clean air. I just don't think that the writers are that much. Hey, we should clean up the environment kind of thing. But maybe I'm wrong. All the best. You guys run the best podcast, and talk to you soon. And if there were two universes, it's always better to be red than dead. Bye.
That's true.
Yeah.
It is always better to be red than dead.
So the air is his theory on how they're going to get rid of the observers.
So
I like it.
Kiss a little longer, hold tight a little longer, have the observers avoided a little longer with Big Red. That clean air freshness keeps them going.
I was wondering where clean air was going to come in here. No, I think there's a good chance of that.
Nuclear holocaust on and on.
I could just see him like gasping.
Now you're
like,
glowing.
Ah, clean air! I can't breathe. Something like that.
I like it. Wouldn't that be great? 20 years from now, we can tell our kids, watch Fringe. If you don't keep the environment clean, the observers will attack you. I don't know.
Was that your old man voice?
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Thanks.
Can't wait to
actually meet me as an old man.
Exactly what I was going to say,
yes.
Yeah.
Well, if you had the angel device.
Yeah. You could do it right now.
You could do it right now.
Yeah. How about we do some twinge right now?
All right.
Thanks to everybody who sent in feedback.
Great feedback this week.
Yep.
All right, this week's Twinge poll question would be, will Manfretti, Freddie Mercury?
Manfretti, you look old today.
Our Manfretti. Will Manfretti, the loyalist, actually join the resistance? How would you like to see him again? Reply to TFP Twinge, which I forgot to send out the first time, so I resent it.
Oh, okay.
And then when I resent it, I sent it as my personal account.
And
so I had to resend it.
Nice.
Which
you had a little Twitter fail.
Yeah, I did. I had a Twitter fail. But just always remember,
TFP Twinge.
If you want to reply, I will only read the ones to hashmark TFP Twinge. All right. So the first answer comes in from Trivial Matter. Says he's a known liar and was probably heading to the nearest loyalist camp. Cinewolf23 says, yes, he will join. Lang's too good of an actor not to bring him back, and maybe even with his son. Do you think he lied about his son?
He said that he lied about that.
Do you think he lied about lying about his son?
I don't know why you would.
I don't know. We'll see.
The whole thing was weird.
Yeah. Foamy Once says he'll be there in the end when they all walk into the light together.
I don't get it.
I don't get it all.
Who sent that in?
Foamy Once. Emily.
Foamy Once?
Yeah. I'm sure there's a joke there somewhere, but I didn't get it.
I should be acting like I did get it because I actually enjoyed the ending of Lost.
I can't believe you enjoyed that crap.
What?
Sorry. Lemon Eyes says the loyalist will join the resistance. We won't see him again, but we'll hear of his heroism.
Okay.
P.S. He has a son.
Or does he?
That's what she says. I don't know where all this is coming from.
You said that's what she said.
That's what she says. That's what she says.
Same thing.
As in present. No, it's not. And finally, Zero Fights sent in one saying you won't see him again because he was shot by Etta after the video call. Mom, I just want to let you know I let him go. Click.
Yeah.
All right. That's it. That was the only answers we got.
It's like the fewest responses we've ever gotten.
I think maybe.
Terrible question this week, Clint.
I know it was a terrible question. So
no, it wasn't.
If you want to participate in our terrible questions, follow us on Twitter at GSM Podcasts. Saturday, usually right after Daryl reminds me, I'll send out the the Twinge question. And always remember to reply to hashmark TFP Twinge. So thank you very much for sending that in.
And if you want to send in feedback like the other folks did that we played already, the email address is feedback@thefringepodcast.com. The email address is feedback@thefringepodcast.com.
That's right.
Feedback at Golden Spiral Media works too.
That's true. You can call in as well to 304-837-2278. That's 304-TFPcast.
Yep.
Hate mail, particularly directed at Daryl, is always welcome. You can also find us at facebook.com/Golden Spiral Media, soundcloud.com/Golden Spiral Media, and friendster.com/
Nothing. No, it's not true.
Unicorns and roses.
Yep.
Because we don't have one. Sorry, Friendster.
Bum, bum, bum.
I'd also just very briefly like to remind you that we do now, today, currently have our most fantastic, amazing, wonderful, awesomeness contest going on.
Yes.
Called Bridge the Backstory Contest.
Yeah.
And what we're asking for is you to send in any form of digitally consumable content.
Poem, story, song,
website,
video.
That's right.
Mime.
That's right. Body paint. PG-13 or better, right? Or cleaner.
Right.
Because the body paint could get a little...
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
About what happened between 2012 on the show
Mm-hmm.
and 2036. Several of you expressed frustration about not knowing Etta's backstory, what happened in between.
Mm-hmm. So tell us.
Tell us, what would you like to see?
Several of you have said, hey, where's Jean?
That's right.
Where's
up the
Jean?
story? That's right.
Yep.
Did she get sold to Brahms where she made milk and then got turned into a hamburger?
Yeah.
It's possible.
It's possible.
I hope not.
It's also possible that 90% of our audience doesn't know what Brahms is.
That's true. They use Brahms is a place that uses old nasty milk cows to make their hamburgers. Regardless, yeah, please send that in. We've got 3 fan freaking tastic prizes. Third prize is season 4 of
Fringe.
I almost said Lost. Season 4 of Fringe on your choice of Blu-ray or DVD.
Yep.
Second prize is season 4 of your choice of Blu-ray or DVD of Fringe.
And a $250 Global Cash Card gift card.
And a $250 Global Cash Card gift card provided by our sponsor,
Global Cash Card.
Global Cash Card. First prize is a $500.
Yeah. Global Cash Card
Global
gift card.
Cash Card gift card. Seasons 1 through 4, all available seasons of Fringe are in your choice of Blu-ray or DVD. And if you want to do DVD of first season and third season and Blu-ray of second and fourth,
sure,
you're more than welcome to do that. As well as a limited edition Comic-Con Fringe bag.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Signed by Daryl's son, who wrote on it with crayon.
That's not true, but
That's
it
not
could
true
be.
at all.
It could be if you want it to
That's
be.
right.
Yeah, so the deadline for that is October the 31st. And send your submissions in to feedback@thefringepodcast.com with the subject line needs to be Bridge the Backstory Contest as the subject line.
And please be as creative as you would like.
T-shirt design.
T-shirt design was a great one that got mentioned. I just thought of one. You could do an ad for walnuts.
Oh, sure. A commercial?
You know, a print or video
That's
ad.
a great idea. A Observer's public, what's it called? Public awareness commercial or I don't know.
The More You Know,
Yeah.
featuring the observers. There's an infinite
PSA,
numbers.
that's what I'm trying to think of. PSA, yeah.
You could do a 15-minute after-school special
Mm-hmm.
about not dating the observers.
Yeah, don't get into a strange van with an observer offering you candy.
That's right.
Yeah.
You know?
It's endless.
It is.
Yeah.
That's right. But don't take our word for it.
Yeah.
Read the book. Yeah, go out there and do something creative.
Yeah, have fun with it.
That's right. And we hope to get your contest entries.
Mm-hmm.
Send them in now. Send them in later.
Just as long as they're in by midnight Central Time,
Yes.
October 31st.
Daryl, what about more than one entry per person?
Oh, we hadn't discussed that. I don't see why not.
Okay.
I mean,
just don't get crazy. If we get 30 entries, we're going to pick the best, right?
Right.
So
spend time and make one really good.
Yeah, and if you win, a prize, you'll get one prize, right?
Yeah. You're only eligible to win one time.
Right.
Yeah.
You're not going to win first, second, and third.
Right.
So.
All right. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining us today. Don't forget to go over to the website and click on our Fringe banner or our Cafe Press or give us a donation. All those are wonderful. We appreciate all of them. And I guess that's it.
That's it. Until next time,
stay Fringe-tastic.
And keep it nerdy.
The Fringe Podcast and Golden Spiral Media are not associated with Bad Robot Productions, Warner Brothers, or Fox. Golden Spiral Media's use of any and all copyrighted material is only for parody, news analysis, critique, and for educational purposes as provided within United States Code Title 17, aka Fair Use. Copyright 2012, Golden Spiral Media.